I first read about Expa in a New York Times article on parallel entrepreneurship, and what you do immediately resonated with me. For the past 2 years, I've been a self-financed entrepreneur, and while the experience has been exhilarating and edifying, it's also led me to realize the limits of what one person can achieve working by themselves. I'd very much like to stay in the startup space, but as part of a team that has a track record for success, and with a group of people that share my passion for innovation. I think I'm qualified for both roles, and engineering has its own rewards for me, but I'm much more passionate about working on new products at a macro level. So if I was given a choice, I would take products. The three qualities that I have that would make me successful at a startup are a high level of engagement, very good flexibility, and the balance of my work experience. By high level of engagement, I mean the energy level and commitment that I bring to my work. During my 12 years at IFS, I saw the firm go from a 60-person startup to a mid-sized firm to a division of the largest custodial bank in the world. And so having been through that spectrum of corporate sizes, I know that my own enthusiasm and energy is a better fit for the smaller startup world. On flexibility, I'm comfortable working in a lot of different roles, from team leader to team member to working by myself. And I'm also comfortable talking to a lot of different people. I can liaise with business owners and customers, and then later in the same day hold refactoring sessions with developers. I mentioned my balanced experience because I've done a lot of different roles within the software industry over the past 14 years. From QA to development to business analysis to engineering lead and project lead, and most recently as a business owner. So I know the perspectives, frustrations, and challenges of each of these positions and how they should work together. And that makes me a good conciliator and empathetic to the needs of all these different groups. And it also gives me a sound judgment for what are reasonable expectations for each of these roles and when are they not being met. My most significant accomplishment was my leadership of one of the software divisions at IFS. In that role, I had a staff of 20 developers, 15 support personnel, as well as the cooperation of the DBA and sysadmin groups. And together we worked with business leaders, auditors, and subject matter experts to build and maintain a system for automating the company's accounting and investor services function. What we achieved was a software service that had both a highly dynamic feature set and high availability. One that scaled with the company's rapidly expanding business, and that was unique and advanced enough that it was actually used as a centerpiece for our sales pitch to prospective clients. I think I was successful because I made serious efforts to foster transparency and communication, because I did a good job managing my time and the time of my team. And finally, because I found the right level of accommodation with the business owners. And by that I mean that I developed a good sense for when it was okay to let their emergencies disrupt our process and when we should push back and put them off. And by doing all those things, I was able to keep an efficient operation running for a long time. One of the things I learned was that the right person for the job isn't always the most technical person or the person whose resume is the most precise fit for that role on day one. I've worked with technically brilliant people who haven't succeeded in their jobs because they couldn't translate that technical acumen into great functionality for our users. And I also believe that people will learn and grow if you challenge them. And if they don't, then it's better to find that out as soon as you can. But giving people responsibilities for which they might not be fully qualified and letting them overachieve, I think is a great way to manage talent.